Aloha everyone. Stocks were able to rally today. However, once again, we had another up session where we simply could not have a strong close and go out near the high of the day. We got it one time on May the 1st, but outside of that, every single up session comes the exact same way. Weak final hour, weak close, no strength. Today, the NASDAQ rallied 0.53%. Volume was above average, so that is a good thing because while we cracked the intraday lows of 430, we didn't do it with a voracious sell-off basically on the 6th. And even though it was a back-to-back distribution days of volume rising, the intraday reversal kind of leaves a lot to the imagination. And with today's further gains on above average volume, you can say that we might be trying to find support here. And that's very evident based on the amount of long positions that we received yesterday. We got 4 yesterday, and we have another 3 today and a speculative long position. And I really honestly believe if that we were really ready to roll over and start another big downtrend or a downtrend period, that we wouldn't be getting long signals. And if we were getting long signals like we did yesterday, they would all be failing, and all of them worked so far today. So hard to get too bearish here. However, our models do maintain an operational sell signal overall based on the momentum oscillators. You can see here on the SP 500, stochastics, RSI, TSV, MACD is all trending lower. The NASDAQ is similar situation. All are trending lower. It's kind of hard to fight this, overall. On the Dow Jones Industrial Average, all oscillators are trending lower. Volume was well below average on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and on the New York Stock Exchange, it was lower than the day before, about average. The Russell 2000 continues to lead to the downside with the oscillators, but they're starting to get to oversold conditions, RSI and stochastics especially. But if you look at stochastics back here, you can see that it can go a little bit lower than where it's at before it bottoms. But currently, all of our hedges still have small gains. BIS doesn't, but I mean, it's still holding its lows. Our final sell stop is at below the 5.4 low a day. So overall, all of our positions are holding up. Today, our sell signals, if we need to go over those first, clvs is producing a 50% sell signal. I'm already out of all of it, as a move below this intraday low, 87.60, knocked me out of my entire position. Looks like that was a prudent sell stop. Not many are. Some are. Well, some are, some aren't. Whatever. It's mixed bag normally. But CLVS continues to sell off, but officially this is a 50% sell signal with it closing below the 50-day moving average on above average volume. If it would have closed at its low a day, this would have been a 100% sell signal. But as it is, you can wait to sell all of it if it moves below 75.89. Another heavy volume sell below the 50-day moving average, especially if it gets below these levels back here at the beginning of April. CLVS will be an end-of-day full sell signal. Speculative sell signal, DLNG, pretty shitty trade. Should not have taken it overall. Bad trade, but it was only 1% of the account position. I've already been knocked out of it, but it is a full sell signal on an end-of-day basis. And then FANG, a high-quality, pre-perfect speculator scan qualifier. It started to show up here in April, and it maintained its position the entire time. But following earnings, it's selling off on heavier volume. I've been taken out of the entire position. Can't remember. So it would have happened intraday yesterday. My final sell stop would have been below the 79.43 level, or 79.43 level. It moved below that intraday yesterday, knocking me out of the entire stock, and today it's following through. So end of day signal, full sell. Once again, though, new long positions. We had 4 yesterday, and all 4 worked, including an add actually. So technically, all 5 worked, as you can see here. Every single one was higher than where we open. So it's hard to get too bearish whenever you're under a sell signal. You get long positions and they work. So today we have NICE is producing a pocket pivot point signal as it breaks out to new highs. Canceling quality. It was confirmed in the price volume BOP scan and the new 52-week high scan, so that is good. Still under a sell condition, so no adding to the position. So it's a 2.5% of the account capital. Under a buy signal or neutral signal, you could go up to 4.5%. IMS is also canceling quality, giving a huge price volume BOP surge. BOP surged all the way to max green BOP. Volume is absolutely huge, confirming the bullish move on the 6th. So IMS is a 2.5% long position. This was also confirmed in a scan that doesn't really get a whole lot of stocks. The daily volume surge scan, only 32 stocks today, averages anywhere between 10 and 40 per day, but it's looking for stocks that surge on huge volume. Obviously, IMS did that. Once again, no adding to the position, 2.5% of the account capital. IX, this one, canceling quality position. It was confirmed in the BOP, green BOP for 20-day scan, and big price volume BOP surge. Why wasn't it in the price volume BOP surge scan also? Because the stock, I believe, if I do my math, averages only right around 28,000 shares per day. And today, with that huge volume surge, it was only 133,000 shares traded. So because it trades under 50,000 shares per day, it does not qualify for the price volume BOP surge scan. However, we know that if there were no volume requirements in the scan, the stock is technically in that scan. So it's another further confirmation with it being in the green BOP for 20 days. So IX, 2.5%. IMS 2.5%, NICE 2.5%. Thinking about adding to MNST, but following earnings after hours, it is actually down to 137 the last time I checked. It could be higher by now, but either way, no add signal there. And then we have one speculative long signal. CYNI is producing a signal. It was of interest to me on this gap up day on 5-4. It is based for 2 days. BOP has gone max green yesterday, and today we're following through to the upside with a 462 move, closing at where we closed on the gap up day, and that's good enough for me. 463 would have been preferable, but 462 gives me a better entry and gives me lower risk if we are wrong on the trade. But CYNI, 1%, beautiful chart pattern. And then finally, we got another long-term portfolio stocks long signal. TSLA, Tesla Motors, is breaking out above its 200-day moving average following earnings today. The stock gapped down in the morning and sold off after hours last night. Found a low very near where it opened and rallied throughout the rest of the day, producing a pocket pivot point signal above the 200-day moving average. So this is a long signal to being above 200-day moving average. Long-term accounts, 5% position. The first sell stop can go just below the 200-day moving average. It should not trade back below the 200-day moving average, and then the final rest of the sell stop can go below 220.25 as a final sell stop. But that one joins HZNP, and HZNP was given as a long-term position back here. It's now up 116% since January, and that follows SUPN, which gave a long signal back here. We've been fully invested, so we couldn't do any of these, which is up 39% since February 25th. And that follows Foot Locker with a long position initiated back here, and that is now up 10% since February 20th. And DTSI gave a long position way before we started to go ahead and do this, and that was back here whenever it went back above the 200-day moving average in August, and that stock is up 72% since August. So if Tesla works out the way the rest of them did, should be a nice little move.